So here we have a bodice that we are going to make into a tiered dress. I am using some nail polish to hold it up. Shout out to nail polish. You can really use anything as your pattern weight. As long as it holds your pattern down, it's a pattern weight. I'm using a rotary cutter to go all the way around. I love using these because they cut paper and fabric. Plus, they glide so smoothly around the curves and the straight lines of the pattern. Now I'm taking my bodice over to the sewing machine, sewing up one side edge so that I can see how long the bottom of my bodice is going to be. So I take my measuring tape, take one all the way down to the other. Looks like it's around 44. So I know I can make my strips to make my, I keep saying strips, to make my tiers 44 inches long. And as you can see here, I am cutting them right now. I had to go around twice to get the perfect length. So this is me going through the second time, and then I'll attach the two together to get the total. So I cut my fabric in the wrong direction, so I had to recut it. What I mean by that is when I begin to cut the tiers of the fabric, I didn't pay attention to the way the pattern was going. So it left me to have the lines going vertical and the lines going horizontal. I ended up finding a solution to that, given that I like weird things. But it was a moment for me to remind myself to be mindful in the stitching process. Here I am gathering the tiers. As you can see here, I have one thread going through, and later I switched to 2 threads because having 2 threads is the best way to do a gathering. Just in case one thread pops, you have that second security there. Also, when you gather with 2 gathering stitches, the gathers lay so nicely and it is so beautiful. Here I'm showing you how I have 2 gathering stitches, and I had to stop one and then restart another because the fabrics I had to join together to create that length that I needed. And because this is a tiered gather dress, I had to have double the length to create the fullness that I needed for the tiers. You sew, you do whatever works for you. Love in the ruffle. I just love it so much. I think I want to do a little shoulder like this. Okay, so I'm checking in because I don't know if I want to do this one or this one now. Okay, we can do, symmetrical, straight, or we can do opposite. So do we like this? So am I going to choose this or this? This. I love the opposite. Maybe I'll go bam, bam. So now we go from this to this to back to this, and let this be our final tier. Ah, that looks so good. It makes me so happy. Okay.
Okay, so as I was putting the tiers together, I had a different idea. So I want the tiers this time to overlap each other and not necessarily lead into each other. So this edge is already finished, so I would just need to go back and finish this edge and then this edge right here. So pretty much all of these tiers need to attach to something. So I have this example here. So this will go, I'm gonna extend this so that it goes all the way to the end. And then as you can see how they are, you have 1, 2, and then 3 here. So I'm attach those 3 to this base strip here, and then attach this base strip to my bodice. And it's gonna be like one here, and then one at the top, and then we'll have a shimmier. Which with this fabric, I'm like, yes, shimmy, please, thank you. So that's what we are about to do now.
I began by pinning the very first tier to the very top of the base strip, and then just moving down to the second and third. You really do want to take your time and align each fold and ruffle to the edge. Remember, every little step you do, in the end, it's gonna look even more magnificent.
Okay, so here we have the 3 layers. All of them are pinned down. One here, here, and here.
Now we're taking it over to the machine and we are stitching down all of those tiers onto the base strip, as you can see here. I'm just using a simple straight stitch to go across each tier, and super simple, super easy to create. What a wonderful effect. I do not want to go below my gathering stitches because I want as much shimmy as possible. So I'm going along the very top edge of the tier as I stitch it to the base strip. You can use the 2 gathering stitches you made as a guide on how far or close you are, or excuse me, how far or close you are to the top of the tier, so that you can make sure that you are stitching it down all the way. Look at this shimmy, the first shimmies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I am hemming those upper 2 tiers so that everything flows and lays nicely. I'm doing a simple rolled hem here, nothing fancy, nothing too special, super straightforward.
Welcome back from the next day. I am going to be attaching the bodice to the skirt here. As you can see, we have our base strip together, we have our bodice together, and now I am clipping them together. Go ahead and take that over to the machine and stitch your bodice and skirt together, girl. Right now you're looking at the side seam. I did a simple rolled hem here to create my closure. It is at this moment you want to go ahead and flip your skirt to the outside and check to see if you have all of those folds tucked in that side seam rolled hem. The last thing you want is for something to not be enclosed. And I ended up doing a double stitch. You can use a double needle here just so I can really make sure that I have all of the little ones tucked away nicely so that when I turn it back over, it is nice and smooth. Once I finished the side seams and the shoulders, I realized I wanted my neckline to be a little more swooped. So I went ahead and took this French curve and created a deeper neckline. As you can see, I just put the ruler where I wanted my curves to go, matched up my curves on each side, made some adjustments. This can be however you want it. I didn't want mine to be too deep, I just wanted it to be just right. So this is what I ended up with. I went ahead and really made sure that I knew which lines I wanted, and I just made some slits. This is all working on the outside of the fabric, and I folded those slits over so that it can be a nice flush curve. I went ahead and pinned those down, and eventually I'll take it over to the machine and stitch it on down. Take your time here. Usually I don't like to stitch over needles, but stitch over pins, but sometimes I do. So given the situation, in this one I think I did a little bit of a mix, stitching over needles and pulling them out when necessary. Securing the side snaps on where I want them. This is how I get in and out of the dress and it still looks form-fitting. So I pinned it there and I pinned it on the other side, and yeah, it'll all look great in the end. What's up, y'all? Checking back in from the laboratory. So pretty much I am at the hand stitching portion of the dress. I have gathered some sleeves so far and made my marks on where I want to put my side closures. I am very excited to be almost done with this so I can wear it, take pictures, and show you guys. I'm getting so close to the last results. Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. And here we have it, guys, the last result of the tiered dress. As you can see, the shoulders are shouldering, the ruffles are ruffling, All the things are doing exactly what I imagined them to do. I am so grateful for the process that everything took, how it all turned out, especially behind this wonderful backdrop that my man and his crew put together. Here are the side snaps. As you can see, it snaps super easily and re-snaps just as easy. I went ahead and also made a pair of shorts to go with this because I realized my ruffles was a little bit too short, so why not wear a matching pair of shorts to go with it?